I don't know if you guys have read the King's speech. If you've not, don't worry because I'm here to tell you everything and also to break it down. I'm going to be talking about the new reform bills, legislations, and everything they plan on introducing under the new Labour government. So sit tight, relax, and let's get straight into it. Hey my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new or coming across my face for the very first time, my name is Faith Ojane, and this is your go-to channel for anything information, lifestyle, and storytelling. If these are the kind of content that interests you, hit the subscribe button down below, turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. Without saying so much, let's get straight into it. One of the reform bill is something I have spoken about. So if you want to know anything about the employment bill, all the changes that is coming up, then you need to go and watch this video up here. I've spoken about it in details. I focus only on employment in that video. So I covered most of the new rules and laws that is coming into effect. So if you work in the UK, of course, you shouldn't miss the employment law videos because you should know your rights as an employee. So amongst all the new bill, the new legislation that they will be introducing, I'm not going to be covering all. I'm just going to be covering the aspects that affect migrants and mothers and minority group, like ethnic minority and children and all of that. So let's start with number one. This is top of my list because it's super important, is the rental bill. So I've taken a screenshot of all the important parts that I want to talk about, and I'll be reading it from my phone. As a tenant myself, I'll tell you for a fact that every single year we've lived in this house, our landlady has increased our rents. This year we had to be like, no, we're not paying more because our situation has not changed. According to the Guardian newspaper, that there was a leaked policy. Labour government is planning on putting a cap on rent. The Renters' Rights Bill delivers our manifesto commitment to transform the experience of private renting, including the ending of Section 21 no-fault eviction, giving renters much greater security and stability so they can stay in their homes for longer and to build lives in their community and avoid risks of homelessness. They'll give you 2-month notice to leave the house. You don't necessarily have to have done something wrong. Most times, landlords take advantage of this to get people out of the house so that they can rent the house at a higher price. Too many renters are being exploited by a minority of landlords. They are unable to challenge the landlord because the fear of eviction at any time. So this is bad for economic growth and productivity. Tenants' rights and protection. So for example, the government will empower tenants to challenge rent increase designed to force them out by the back door and introduce a new law to end the practice of rental bidding war by landlords and letting agents. So let's say you see a house on Rightmove now, it was advertised for 1.5, and when you went to the viewing, you see that there are 20 more people at the viewing wanting the same house. Of course, everybody won't do anything to get that house. So your agent or their agent can be advising them, or if you can pay 1.6, 1.7, the landlord might give it to you because you're bidding higher. So they want to ban bidding for house. Most of the time, the house ended up getting rent out to tenants at a higher rate than it was advertised on the platforms, which I think it's amazing. 2022, 2023, rent was crazy. Like landlords took advantage of the fact that people were coming into the UK and there were a lot of property and they were just increasing rent, especially in London. It was crazy. And the government also planned to start building more houses here in the UK so that younger adults will be able to afford mortgage, and they plan to make it a lot cheaper. If landlords or people see that there's no really profit in properties, the cost of rent, housing, mortgage, everything would definitely have to come down, because if there's no demand for something, people will usually not, like, If the landlord says that there's no profit in property in the UK anymore, nobody will want to be interested in buying more properties, which means there will be more supply than demand. The rental reform bill will give tenants more power to challenge any increase from their landlord or landlady. It will give tenants the right to request for pets. You can ask your landlord if you can have a pet in the house. New law will require a decent home standard for private renting sector to ensure home and safe, secure, hazard free. There's this lady I follow on TikTok that she posts videos of houses that they are renting out in London for crazy amounts, and the standard is like you can't even move. This is good. So now before you rent out, you have to check that the standard is okay, there are no hazard, people can live in it. So they are going to also work on standard of home living. They would create a new law which means setting clear legal expectation about time frames which landlord in private rent sector must make homes safe where they contain serious hazard. So for example, if there's a mole in your house or something spoils in your house that you know could cause damage or harm to you and your family, and the landlord is taking their sweet time to come and fix it, now there's a law to give them time frame to get it done. Also, creating a digital private rental sector database to bring key information for landlord, tenant, and council. So the government is going to create a new database where information about landlords, tenants, and the council will be on there, supporting quicker, cheaper resolution when there are disputes, preventing them to escalate the costly court case. With the new ombudsman service for the private rental sector, there will be provide fair, impartial, and binding resolution to both landlord and tenant. So if you have any issues with your landlord as a tenant, there's a new ombudsman that is supposed to serve as a the person to resolve your issues a lot quicker, so it doesn't get to court. You know, when issue gets to court, it takes forever. Also, they will make it illegal for landlords to discriminate against tenants who are on benefits or with children when letting out property. No family is discriminated against and denied a home when they need it. When we were looking for apartments in London, it's one of those things. There's a particular website where private landlord upload houses. Most of them put it there. They don't want couples with children, or they don't want people with pets, or they put description of the kind of people they want, which the new bill will stop that from happening. So if you're putting out your house on rent, you need to put it out for everyone, whether people with kids, people on benefits, everyone deserves a home. Also, the new law will give council more power to investigate landlords who are going against the rental policies and all of that, which is amazing. The next bill that the new government will be introducing will be equality, race and disability bill, which means that equal pay for everyone, because based on the research on statistics, they found out that in the UK, white people are more paid than ethnic minority group. So now the new government will create a law where everybody is paid fairly. No one is any way more than the other. Whether you're disabled, you're from minority group, as long as you're working, you deserve to be paid the same salary as everyone at your level. So that is the new bill for that. Also, if you're an auditor, there are new laws around regulations for auditor. I'm sure if you work in the Big Four, you work in an accounting firm as an auditor, I'm sure your company will have sent out an email or something. The UK government wants to make sure that every child in the UK is well taken care of, healthy. They're going to introduce breakfast club in all primary school. Every child can be properly fed, and also they are going to cut down on some selling of energy drinks to children or some unhealthy food for children. They're going to cut it down. They're going to limit the amount of branded uniforms and PE in schools. They are also reforming immigration bill, asylum bill. Nothing major on immigration. They are just going to tighten border security, process asylum backlog a lot quicker. They're going to reform the NHS by getting more doctors, GPs, to reduce waiting time, introducing a new bill for mental health so that everybody who is trying to assess mental well-being can easily get it. There are so many things. If you've not read the King's speech, I would leave the link in the description box below. Just click it. It will take you to all the reforms, all the legislation, all the bill that is coming into effect, so you can read it for yourself. I am super happy because I read every single thing and there is nothing I didn't like about the bill. And guys, we have come to the end of this video. If this video was helpful, you know what to do. Give it thumbs up, like, share, comment, subscribe. And let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Which of this bill are you most excited about? And guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.